Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sapna Dadwal. I am working as a professor in the Department of Management at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. This is lecture 27 of Business Law of Unit 4. The topic I am going to cover in this lecture are offences, penalties and adjudication in case of IT Act 2000. Then in this lecture I am starting the last topic or last chapter of the Unit 4, that is Right to Information Act. I'll be giving you introduction of this act, then obligations of public authorities, and then public information officers. So these are the topics I am going to cover in this lecture, that is lecture number 27 of Business Law. This subject is taught in BBA 4th semester. So I'm starting with offences and penalties. So the first offence is tampering with computer service documents. Whoever knowingly or intentionally conceals, destroys or alter or any computer source code used for a computer or computer program, computer system shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or with the fine, which may extend up to 2 lakh rupees or with both. Now second is hacking with computer system. So whoever with the intent to cause or knowing that he is likely to cause wrongful loss or damage to the public or any person destroys or deletes or alters any information or diminish its value or utility and commits hack shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or with fine which may extend up to rupees 2 lakh, or he may be punished with both. Then the third one is publishing of information which is obscene in electronic form, which is obscene in nature and it is published in an electronic form. So whoever publishes information or any material which is obscene shall be punished with imprisonment up to 5 years and fine up to 1 lakh rupees or with both. If he is punished for the first time, then this is the penalty, or this is the penalty for the first offence, that is 5 years and 1 lakh. But if he is caught for the second time and subsequent conviction, in his subsequent conviction, he may be punished with imprisonment up to 10 years and fine which may extend up to 2 lakh or with both. Then power of controller to give directions. So the controller may by order direct a certifying authority or any employee of such authority to take such measures on such activities as specified in order, which are necessary to ensure compliance with the provisions of the Act. So he can do that. And if any person who fails to comply with any order of controller, then and if he proved to be guilty of an offence, then he shall be liable on a conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years and to a fine not exceeding 2 lakh rupees or with both. Now the next one is protected system. So the appropriate government may by notification in the official gazette declare that any computer system or computer network to be a protected system. So if any person who secures access to or attempted to secure access to such protected system in contravention of the provision of this section shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend up to 10 years and shall be liable to fine or with both. The next is penalty for misrepresentation. So whoever makes any misrepresentation to or suppresses any material fact from the controller or the certifying authority for obtaining any license or digital signature certificates, as the case may be, shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years or with fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees or with both. The next one is penalty for breach of confidentiality and privacy. As per section 72, that if any person discloses the information or record information of record book, register, correspondence or other material to any other person, shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine may extend to 1 lakh, or with both. So the next one is penalty for publishing digital signature certificate false in certain particulars. So if any person publishes digital signature certificate or otherwise make it available to any other person with the knowledge that the certifying authority listed in certificate has not issued it, shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend up to 2 years and fine of 1 lakh rupees, or with both. Then publication of fraudulent purpose. For fraudulent purpose. So whoever knowingly creates, publishes digital signature certificate for any fraudulent purposes shall be punished with imprisonment of 2 years and fine which may extend up to 1 lakh rupees, or with both. Then penalty for damages to computer and computer system. So if any person without permission of the owner or any other person who is in charge of the computer system or computer network, access or secure access to such computer system or computer network, or downloads, copies or extract any data, computer data, base or information from such computer system or computer network, including information or data held or stored in any removable storage medium, or introduces or causes to be introduced any computer containment, computer virus into any computer system or computer, or damages or cause damage to any computer or computer system, or disrupt or cause disruption of any computer system, may be charged, shall be liable to pay the damage by way of compensation to the owner of that computer system not exceeding 1 crore rupees. Now the next topic is adjudication. Adjudication is the legal process which an arbiter or judge reviews evidence and argumentation, including legal reasoning set forth by opposing parties, to come to a decision which determines rights and obligation between the parties involved. So this is called as adjudication. Now the provision regarding adjudications are as follows. The first one will be appointment of adjudication officer. So this is the first procedure, to appoint adjudication officer. If any any argument is there, the first step will be to appoint an adjudicating officer. Then second process in case of adjudication will be reasonable opportunity for making representation. Then second process will be to give equal opportunity to present their case to both the parties, aggrieved and the other party. So it is the responsibility of adjudicating officer to give equal opportunity to present their case. Then third process will be qualification for appointment as adjudication. Yes, no person shall be appointed as an adjudicating officer unless he possesses such experience in the field of information technology. So to become adjudication officer, one should have experience in the field of information technology and some judicial experience as well too. Then jurisdiction of adjudication officer. Where more than one adjudicating officers are appointed, the central government shall specify by order the matter and the places with respect to which such officers will be exercise their jurisdiction. So now the powers of the adjudicating officer. Every adjudicating officer shall have the power of civil court, which are conferred on the Cyber Appellate Tribunal under subsection 2 of the section 58. So these are the cases, these are the procedures regarding adjudication or adjudicating officers. Adjudicating officer is one of the most important officer in case of Information Technology Act, or who listens to the complaints of the people and who try to resolve those complaints, and he try to solve the offences always also. Now these are the I'm starting with this Right to Information Act 2005. So this is the last topic of the Unit 4 of Business Law. So Right to Information Act. I'm giving you introduction first. The Act defines right to information as the right to access information accessible under the Act, which is held or under the contract of public authority. So Section 3 of the Act provides all citizens shall have the right to information. Since the provisions of the Act are applicable to public authorities, the public authorities are mandated by the Act to periodically publish informations regarding its organization, employees, rules, regulations, remunerations received by its employees, budgetary allocation, proposed expenditure, etc. So, Right to Information Act is also right to freedom of speech. Right to Information Act is like right of freedom of speech and expression, which embraces with its scope the freedom of propagation and interchanges of idea or dissemination of information, which would aid in citizens' understanding of working of his government and its various organs in the democracy. So this is very important Act. Now the purpose of the Act was, the Act came into existence from 12th October 2005. So it came into force actually from 12th October 2005. The preamble of the Act was to declare that the Act provide for setting out the practical regime of right to information for citizens to secure access to information under the control of public authorities in order to promote transparency and accountability. So this was main agenda, this was the main objective of the Right to Information Act 2005, to promote transparency, accountability, and promote to promote decision making, involving, or to promote the accountability or transparency of the people in the working of the government. Now, right to information. The Act Right to Information is the right to access information accessible under the Act, which is held or under the control of public authority. Now, obligation of public authority. So this Act has created some obligation on public authorities. So these obligations which were created by this Act on public authorities are that every public authority, first is every public authority shall maintain all records duly categorized and indexed in a manner and in a form which facilitate the right to information under this Act. And every public authority shall publish within 120 days from the enactment of this Act the particulars of its organization's function and duties, the power and duties of its officers, the procedures followed in the decision making, the norms set for discharge of duties, the rules and regulations, instructions, manual, etc., a statement of categories of document, a directory of its officers, the monthly remuneration received by its employees, the budget allocated to each of its agencies, the name and designation of public information officers. Now the second is, it shall be constant endeavor of every public authority to take steps as per the Act to provide as much as information to the public at regular intervals. So this is second obligation to of the public authority as per this Act. Now third obligation is that every information shall be disseminated widely in such form and manner which is easily accessible to public. So this is the third obligation, that they should provide information which is accessible by the public. Easy access should be there towards the information. Then fourth obligation is, all material shall be disseminated taking into consideration the cost effectiveness, local language, and the most effective method of communication. It's very clear from this that it is the obligation of every public authority that they should disseminate information in the local language and in a most cost effective method. Now PIO, Public Information Officers. The Act provides for constitution of an executive wing to enforce the right to information conferred on citizens by the Act. So every public authority is required to appoint a public information officers for providing information to persons requesting information under the Act. So our PIO shall receive and dispose of applications seeking information in accordance with and within the time frame prescribed in section 7 and 6 of the Act. So it is very clear who is public information officer. Public information officer provides the information to the requesting persons under the Act. He receives the application from the applicants requesting information or seeking information, and he gives the applicants the required information within the time frame which is given in section 6 and 7 of the Act. That is within 30 days of the after getting a request for the information. So he has to provide information within 30 days. Now these are the questions which are related to the above topics. If any query is there, please do contact me. Please ignore the writing mistakes. There are some mistakes. There may be some mistakes. Please ignore that. And thank you. Thank you so much.